This is a story of a young man, John. John was a diligent young man, dedicated to his career and harboring dreams of a bright future. One sunny afternoon, he met Fiona, a woman whose beauty and charm captivated him instantly. Their connection was undeniable, and it wasn't long before they fell deeply in love. John and Fiona's love blossomed, leading to a grand wedding ceremony that was the talk of the town. Friends and family gathered to celebrate their union, marveling at the perfect couple they appeared to be. John felt on top of the world, certain that he had found his soulmate. Life seemed perfect as they settled into their new home. John worked hard at his job, always striving to provide the best for Fiona. They enjoyed their time together, sharing dreams and making plans for their future. However, as time passed, cracks began to form in their seemingly unbreakable bond. Fiona started spending more time with Brian, John's wealthy best friend. John, unaware of the growing closeness between Fiona and Brian, remained trusting and devoted. He focused on his work, believing that his love for Fiona was enough to keep their marriage strong. One fateful evening, John discovered the heartbreaking truth. Fiona had betrayed him, cheating with Brian. The news shattered John, leaving him devastated and questioning everything he had believed in. His heart ached with the pain of betrayal, and his world crumbled around him. Despite his best efforts to move on, John found himself unable to forget Fiona and the life they once shared. In a moment of weakness and despair, he wrote a heartfelt text to Fiona, pouring out his love and confessing that only death would separate him from her. Fiona's response was cold and dismissive. She made it clear she could never be with him again. The rejection pushed John over the edge. He took an overdose and died silently in his house, consumed by the pain of his unfulfilled love. Fiona, on the other hand, moved on with her life. She married Brian, and they had 3 children together. For a time, it seemed she had found happiness. However, fate had more twists in store. Brian met a beautiful young woman, Alice, and decided to bring her into their home. Fiona, feeling betrayed, confronted Brian, but he gave her an ultimatum: accept Alice as a second wife or leave the house with their 3 kids. Heartbroken and with no other choice, Fiona left. Fiona's life spiraled downward. She struggled to provide for her children and eventually had to place them in an orphanage. Desolate and alone, she found herself living in a very old, decrepit house. One day, Fiona was found dead, having succumbed to the weight of her sorrows and regrets. From this short sad story of Fiona and John, we have learnt that it's important for everyone to treat others with respect and integrity in relationships. Here are some pieces of advice for women, or anyone, who might be using others for personal gain, and then leaving them when someone more affluent comes along. Reflect on your values. Consider what you truly value in relationships. Authentic connections based on mutual respect, love, and trust are far more fulfilling than those built on material gain. Understand the consequences. Using people for personal gain can lead to a cycle of hurt and distrust. It can damage your reputation and leave a trail of broken relationships, causing emotional harm to others and eventually to yourself. Build self-worth. Relying on others for financial security or status suggests a lack of self-worth. Focus on building your own strengths, skills, and independence. Self-reliance and personal achievements are much more rewarding and stable than depending on someone else's wealth. Seek genuine connections. True happiness in relationships comes from genuine connections, not material benefits. Look for partners who share your values, support your growth, and love you for who you are, not for what you can provide or gain. Consider long-term fulfillment. Relationships based on superficial factors are often short-lived and unsatisfying in the long run. A partnership built on love, respect, and shared goals is more likely to bring long-term happiness and fulfillment. Empathy and compassion. put yourself in the shoes of the person you might be using. How would you feel if you were treated that way? Developing empathy and compassion can guide you to treat others with the respect and kindness they deserve. Face inner issues. Sometimes, using others can be a way to cope with inner insecurities or issues. Seek help from a therapist or counselor to work through these issues and find healthier ways to meet your emotional and material needs. Be honest and transparent. If you are in a relationship for certain benefits, be honest about it. Transparency can help prevent misunderstandings and hurt feelings. It's better to be upfront about your intentions than to deceive someone. By focusing on self-improvement, genuine connections, and treating others with respect, you can create more meaningful and lasting relationships that are based on mutual care and support rather than superficial gains. This video was created by Mr. Joe, and I am glad you've taken your time to view this video to the end. And I hope you have learnt something useful today. Please like, comment, subscribe and share for more videos.